What's up, wrestling fans? Today I will be booking AEW Double or Nothing. This is the first installment of a series that I am calling Book It Better. Here are the rules that I set for myself for Book It Better. If I am booking an event that already has a card, I have to book the card as set. I can add a match if needed, I can remove a match if needed, but it has to be in terms of the story. I can't just remove a match just cause. It has to have a storyline reason for me to do so. I also can only remove or add participants to matches if it makes sense for the story. I can't randomly take someone out of a match just because I think it would be best. Again, this is not what I think will happen. This is what I want to happen in the way I would book it. First match we have on the buy-in is Private Party versus the Best Friends. The Private Party haven't really been used very much since they beat the Young Bucks in a surprising match in the first round of the AEW Tag Team Tournament. I think this match should be used to reestablish the Private Party as an amazing, high-flying tag team that really should be seen as a threat. However, I'm going to use this match to really bolster the Best Friends. Personally, I think right now the AEW Tag Team division is a little stagnant. I think giving the title to Hangman Page and Kenny Omega was honestly not the best decision. Unfortunately, because of what has been going on with the coronavirus pandemic, they haven't really been able to do much as a tag team. And unfortunately, I think the tag team titles have gone to the wayside, which is unfortunate for a company where the tag team titles are probably one of their highest quality belts. I want the Best Friends to really show off how good they are. And I want this match to go about 10 or 15 minutes. Really get the show off to a great start. If there was a crowd, I would say this is the match to get the crowd really into the show. However, since there's not a crowd, that's not necessarily going to be the case. However, I do hope that they're going to have some people on the sidelines like they've had for Dynamite. Basically, what I want to happen is just to be a rather back and forth match with the Best Friends getting hang of it near the end. I wouldn't have Orange Cassidy at ringside for this match just because he's going to be in that ladder match later, and I don't think he necessarily needs to be there. I think this really should be used to just make Chucky T and Trent really seem like amazing tag team wrestlers, which is why I'm going to have Trent and Chucky T go over the Private Party in about 10 or 15 minutes. When I originally set out booking this match, I had heard the rumors about Britt Baker, so I was going to have a cool storyline about them replacing Britt Baker with Deonna Purrazzo. Originally, when it was Britt Baker in the match, I had something set up where Deonna Purrazzo would take the place of an injured Britt Baker. However, they have officially replaced Britt Baker with Penelope Ford, which I think is a great idea. I would not have Kip Sabian at ringside again just because of him being involved in the ladder match. And personally, I feel like everyone involved in the ladder match should very much be focused on that match. So because of that, Penelope Ford is on her own. I think this match, honestly, should be a great showcase for Chris Statlander. I think Penelope Ford should really get some great moves in, but I think overall this should be a nice 7 to 10 minute match where Chris Statlander really puts on a showcase on why she's so good and gets the win over Penelope Ford. I think Penelope Ford won't be hurt by the loss because she wasn't originally put in the match, so she could say, I wasn't prepared for it. She's a heel, and that's okay. Next, we have MJF with Wardlow versus Jungle Boy. I'm going to have Jungle Boy come out with Marco Stunt because he's not involved in any other match, and I think it'd be pretty comical to have Marco Stunt face off against Wardlow at some point during the match. I want this match to be a great showcase for Jungle Boy, but I also want to give MJF a chance to show off what he can do wrestling-wise. I do want him to fake some of the injuries that he's pretended to have over the past couple of weeks, like the hangnail and like the stiff neck, all those things, and use it to like complain to the ref, being like, oh, I'm hurt, and then just immediately go back and hit up Jungle Boy. I want Wardlow to try to distract a couple times, and then at some point I just want Marco Stunt to just jump on Wardlow's back and just scrape his eyes, basically rendering Wardlow ineffective. During that point, what I want to happen is I want Jungle Boy to get a little distracted. MJF does a sneaky heel roll up. 1, 2, kicks out right at 3. Now we've got ourselves a match. We really have an amazing wrestling match going on. Back and forth. We have MJF hitting his finisher. We have Jungle Boy hitting his finisher. Both barely kicked out. And then somehow I want Jungle Boy to accidentally run into the referee, knocking the referee out temporarily. And of course, from then, I want MJF to go over to Wardlow, reach into Wardlow's jacket pocket, grab the diamond ring, punch Jungle Boy in the face, and boom, 1, 2, 3, MJF wins. It's a nice, sneaky win for MJF, which gives him a good win after a while not being around, and it gives Jungle Boy a reason to have a rematch. Next, we have Dustin Rhodes versus Shawn Spears, and honestly, I couldn't care less about this match in terms of being a fan. It's hard because it's funny because I wanted to go in the exact same direction as I went for the Jungle Boy MJF match. However, I'm going to try to do something different, so stay with me. I want Shawn Spears to lose. I don't think Shawn Spears has much to offer for the company, and I truly think keeping Dustin Rhodes around, at least as long as he wants to, is the best case scenario for All Elite Wrestling. I want an immediate win for Dustin Rhodes. I want him to prove that he still got it, and so I want him to immediately hit his finisher on Shawn Spears. Boom, 1, 2, 3. I think it would be great because it would prove that Dustin Rhodes still has it and he doesn't need to retire yet. And I think it would be a nice reset on the character of Shawn Spears. What I want to happen after the match is I want Tully basically to imply, I quit, you're on your own. Tully walks out, Shawn Spears is on his own. And I want him to go on a little bit of a losing spree and possibly then form something with Brandon Cutler. I think it would be a very interesting, mismatch tag team where, Shawn Spears is like, well, I'm better than you. I have wins. And then Brandon Cutler's like, listen, I beat you in a singles match. We'll be a tag team. And Brandon Cutler gets his first singles win. It's a really nice way to make use of two people who I don't think have been mainly used up lately. And I think it could be a whole lot of fun. Next up, we have the AEW Women's World Championship between Hikaru Shida and the champion, Nyla Rose. I'm rather torn for this match because I think Hikaru Shida has had incredible momentum, but also I think Nyla Rose has really gotten something going with herself as champion. And the problem is that she can't really lose right now, or I think all that momentum goes away. But also I think it's hard for Hikaru Shida because you can't really do any shenanigans because it is a no disqualification, no countout match. And because of this is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to picture this match in kind of a way like we had with Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan, or sometimes with Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. I want it to start with Nyla Rose destroying the crap out of Hikaru Shida. I want her to just keep hammering into her. I just want her to just constantly be bombing her onto the mat and just kicking the absolute shit out of Hikaru Shida. I want her to bring out chairs and maybe a kendo stick and just leave Hikaru Shida a mess. And then I want there to be a shot on Hikaru Shida, who is down. And I want the adrenaline of Hikaru Shida to just start going. And Hikaru Shida just goes apeshit. She grabs a kendo stick and starts like ninjaing all over and just kicking the crap out of Nyla and, getting her up on the top rope. I don't know if this is possible, but getting Nyla and throwing her off the top rope. And she gets her 1, 2, kicks right out. And then she gets a chair and she bangs her with it. And she does the same thing and she gets her up on the top rope and she throws her down. 1, 2. And then I want Hikaru Fitte to be ready to bring up Nyla Rose. Boom, Nyla Rose grabs her, gets her in a camel clutch. Hikaru Fitte taps out. Nyla Rose retains. I think this is going to do what it did for people like Daniel Bryan in their match at Survivor Series. It is going to show, okay, she can still go, and it's going to get the fans still invested in her. It's not going to be as good as it would be if it would have fans, but I still think it would do the same thing, and it keeps Nyla Rose's reign going and leads to an eventual possible Hikaru Fitte win over Nyla Rose for the future. Next, we have the tournament final for the Aew TNT Championship between Cody with Arn Anderson and Brandy Rhodes versus Lance Archer with Jake the Snake Roberts. Basically, I think one thing for this match. So what I want to happen is sometime during the night before this match, I want Lance Archer and Jake the Snake to take out Brandy. Brandy should not be at ringside for this match. Additionally, within the first couple of minutes, I need both Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake Roberts thrown out of this match. This match does not need managers. This match needs to be a mano-a-mano wrestling match between Cody and Lance Archer. And I want this match to go 25 minutes. I want Lance Archer as soon as Arn Anderson and Jake the Snake Roberts are ejected from the match. I want Lance Archer to immediately go into the claw. Try to tap out Cody. And Cody just not have it. He goes for a crossroads. He misses it. He is countered by Lance Archer. And they just start grappling the hell out of each other. I want there to be a slower pace to this match to allow them to stare each other down and be like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And the fans at home or the fans who are actually there, if they have some audience members there, to be like, oh my gosh, this is really, really good. And I want people to start to see how important this is for Cody to win this belt because he can't win the other belt. I want to start seeing desperation in Cody's eyes. I want Cody to just go nuts and to just feel like he's not able to overcome the things that have happened. He flashes back in his head to the MJF situation, and Lance Archer can just see this and see how vulnerable he is. Boom, kick right to the face. Picks him up for a Texas Tornado, lays him down. 1, 2, 3. Lance Archer is your first ever AEW TNT champion. Next up, we have the Casino Ladder match for a future AEW World Championship match. The way it works is one person comes out every few seconds, and it can end at any time. So I want the first two contestants to be Colt Cabana and Orange Cassidy. I'm not sold on Colt Cabana as a babyface, and which is why I think he needs to turn heel. And I think he's going to turn heel by beating the crap out of our beloved Orange Cassidy. I want him to immediately try shaking his hand and being like, okay, let's do this together. And Orange is just going to be like, and just walking away. And Colt Cabana just gets pissed off and then just starts beating the crap out of Orange Cassidy and being like, you know what, I'm going to do this by myself. And then the number 3 contestant that comes in is Luchasaurus. Luchasaurus comes in and he is pumped. He knows that he has the AEW fan base on his side, and he just starts going after Colt Cabana, and he just starts throwing him around the ring. And then he goes to Orange Cassidy and just throws him around the ring. And he immediately goes to get a ladder. And he starts climbing up it, and Colt Cabana throws him down, and Orange Cassidy just starts lazily going up, and they push him over, and Orange Cassidy just looks up and goes. The number 4 contestant that comes out is Joey Janela. Joey Janela just starts running down and immediately goes to set up a ladder. Luchasaurus and Colt Cabana kind of, I guess, set up a little bit of an alliance and just try to take out Joey Janela from the match for the time being. And remember, right now, Orange Cassidy is out. He is just lying like a sloth outside the ring. All of a sudden, Luchasaurus looks at Colt Cabana and just roars at him and just boots him in the face. Luchasaurus goes to climb up, and he is knocked down by Joey Janela and Colt Cabana, who push the ladder over. The next contestant comes in, and it is Drew Gulak. And I know Twitter will be going crazy as soon as it happens. Drew Gulak should be wearing the exact same gear that he wore on Friday Night SmackDown when he lost to Daniel Bryan. I don't know if this is legal or not, but I think since it's just gear, and since his name is Drew Gulak, I'm pretty sure he's allowed to just use everything he has. Not the entrance music, but just the entire outfit. And he goes down, and he immediately tries climbing up the ladder, because everyone is incapacitated, and everyone immediately starts going after Drew Gulak. He's the new guy. People are like, what are you doing here? And they start to beat the crap out of Drew Gulak, which then allows Darby Allin to come in and climb up the ladder and take the chip. I know this leaves Rey Fenix, Scorpio Sky, Kip Sabian, and Frankie Kazarian out of the match. But I think it's interesting because it allows them to have a massive chip on their shoulder, no pun intended. And it gives the impression that really anyone can win at any time. I think it is Darby Allin's time to win, and I think this match is going to set up a bunch more feuds. It allows you to have a heel Colt Cabana, and it gives you Darby Allin potentially challenging Jon Moxley. Spoiler alert for later. Next up, we have the Stadium Stampede match between Matt Hardy and the Elite versus the Inner Circle. And this match is going to be incredible. I want it to be a great 30-minute match. And I'm not even going to try to explain what goes on this match, because I know I couldn't do it justice, because I know that their creative is just going to put on such a spectacle. Basically, what I want to happen is I need the Elite to win. I think this might put away the Inner Circle for a little while and give heed for some other people to get higher up. I don't know if Chris Jericho's leaving soon or not, but it gives the chance for the members of the Elite to finally bond back together. No, I don't think Hangman Page should turn right now. He's part of the Tag Team Champions. You can't do that yet. I want the Elite to look strong so that if we ever get that War Games match, we can set it up for the Inner Circle to get their bloody revenge. And finally, we have the main event between Jon Moxley and Brody Lee. And I'm trying not to do WWE style booking here, but I really think this one could maybe work a little better because there aren't fans there. And again, I know this is going to be a controversial choice, especially for a pay-per-view that's $50. But I think we've already gotten some amazing matches to where I think this might work. I want Jon Moxley to embarrass Brody Lee. I want Brody Lee to just feel embarrassed. I think it was way too early to put him in this match, and I cannot have him win because Jon Moxley's been a great champion. I think giving Jon Moxley this huge win over Brody Lee and embarrassing Brody Lee would really set up the summer nicely. Maybe some dissension between the Dark Order, which I think you can allow to happen. Possibly introduce a new crowned leader of the Dark Order. Maybe have Stu Grayson and Evil Uno try to take over, because they haven't really done much since the Dark Order has really started. And you allow Brody Lee to search inside himself. Figure out, okay, I don't just want to be what put me down when I was in WWE. I want to rise above that and possibly create a really good babyface. I think the Luke Harper persona has always been built to be a fan-loving babyface. And maybe you build him up enough so that he does have a chance to keep going at some point. I know some of my booking was probably very sports entertainment heavy, and I don't think I could book it better than the Elite. But I thought it would be fun to share with you what I think I might do if I was given the booking position. I know I'm glad I'm not in that position either, because I would do a terrible job, but I just wanted to try it out. Please let me know what type of content you would like to see in the future. If you want more reaction-related videos on entertainment, please follow my channel, Timothy Bates. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And if you're interested on being on my interview show, tell your wrestling story, please send me a message, and I would love to reach out to you. Be on the lookout after Double or Nothing for a post-show that I will be doing with some special guests. Thank you all so much, and have a great day.